Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today on this wonderful Saturday evening? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody's been doing well. Staying warm or staying cool because this weather's all over the place lately. It's weird. uh, Virginia weather for you, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on and you know, give everybody some reviews on what happened last weekend on the 11th and the 12th. The 11th was the makeup date for Ford Fever Classic. And then, of course, they had the Test and Tune the swap meet on the 12th, which was that Sunday right after that the Ford Fever Classic event. So we decided to go up and stay for both, both events so we could get 2 days of racing in. So we did that, had a good time. Cars performed well. Her car performed lovely, like Jasmine's car performed flawlessly. I'll get back to my car in a minute. I got something to show y'all. But yeah, Jasmine's car did great. Did really good. Ran great. Very consistent. We ran. It broke out twice. In eliminations, but it is what it is. The weather got us, so we dial a number, we change it, and then I turn around and still break out. So, but it's all good. She had fun. We had fun. Car ran great. That's all that matters. As y'all know, I've posted a video. She's gotten back in the 12s with the car. Her first pass Saturday morning was a 13 flat at 106, and then she had another pass right after that. It was a 1308. It was a 13008, and then she had a 13003. And then come eliminations, time for eliminations, and we dial a 1300, and Jasmine runs a 1298. 1296. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. 1290. I think it's 1296 at 105 and 106. Something like that. But yeah, she's back in the 12s pretty consistently, which was awesome. It's great. So Saturday, I think she got 4 passes in. I think she got 4 passes on Saturday. She had 2 test runs, and then she had, she got knocked out the first round eliminations because her car broke out, and then she bought back in, and then her car broke out again. I don't know, but yeah, so that she broke out twice. So Sunday was just test and tune. So she got 5 passes on Sunday. Her first pass, she broke her own personal record again. She broke her personal record 2 or 3 times over the weekend. So her initial, everybody knows, her first 12-second pass ever last year was a 1299 at 105 or 104, one of the two. And so she broke that with a 1296, and I think she went a 1293, and then she ended up going Sunday morning, first pass out, she went a 1288 at 105. I was like, wow. So the slush box is pretty much a high 12-second car now, which is awesome. I mean, I've always, ever since we got the 13.2 pass and then 13.1 back last year, I was like, man, 12s is right there. So we had to make a few minor adjustments, to the car to get it to react like we wanted it to, and get Jasmine to be able to leave off the line with the other cars. So the 2-step that I set her up on has helped tremendous. I mean, the car was just spot on every single time. Her lights were really good, but the car just kept breaking out on the big end. But that's all good. Like I said, we had fun. We had a good time. That's all that matters. Car performed great. I contacted Level 10 and let them know, what our results were. They were shell-shocked. They couldn't believe it. So, I mean, it's, this car is, when we were first putting this car together, man, we got so much grief. Like, people were just doubting us 100%. They were just like, no, the car's not going to perform. The transmission ain't going to hold with this much power. It's not going to do this, it's not going to do that. Well, of course, I did my research and everything like that. And, was able to get the transmission to hold up to what we got going on. Contact Level 10. They've been helping me out. A lot of my buddies and stuff with automatics have been helping me. So big shout out to everyone that has had their hands in any of our projects, and that's anybody, whether you gave me one small part like a bolt or a wire, or I don't care. I really want to say thanks to everybody that has definitely had hands in our projects and for helping us out, and helping us helping us reach the goals that we've reached. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you that has helped us out. And I'm not leaving no one out. Like I said, it don't matter how small the help was. Your hands were still in our projects, and I do appreciate it. Thanks to each and every one of y'all for that. Look, Jasmine's car, like I said, performed great. I had my fingers crossed the whole time because, before, I think it was a few weekends ago, before last weekend, she blew the torque converter seal out, and after 2 passes, come around for the third and was leaking transmission fluid all over the place. So yeah, so that sucked. I was like, dang, man. So it's okay, but she was trying to learn a 2-step then and stuff like that, and trying to get used to all the new stuff. So now she's got the 2-step down pack. She knows she's got the bump in down pack. She's doing great. So she asked me what the next step was as far as the car going faster, and I'm like, I guess we're gonna kind of leave it where it is right now. You know what I mean? And do small stuff here and there. I don't want to do nothing too large. And the transmission decide it doesn't want to hold on no more. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep the transmission as happy as we can. I think she was making full passes, and I was checking the transmission temperature. I was checking the case temp. Case temp was only like 140, 143, I think it got up to. And the actual pan, the pan temperature was like 113, the highest. So her transmission gauge starts at like 140. So it didn't even come up off of that at all at no part of the weekend. I mean, car just did flawlessly great, and hooked up when it left, all that. So it's her car has come a long way. I mean, it's been a 3-year process, and her car is I'm probably safe to say her car is probably the quickest automatic Escort GT that's still in stock form, pretty much. Factory interior, it's still got all the AC stuff on it, minus the AC compressor. But I haven't taken nothing off of it. I haven't cut it up. I haven't lightened it up. It's still got the power sunroof in it. It's got everything that it came with. And, it's got the, 40 AT transmission in it with a torque converter, valve body, and a transmission pump. And that's it. The rest of it is, it's running factory clutches, like factory clutches, fresh factory clutches. They're like aftermarket clutches, but they're still like factory design is what I mean. So it's holding up pretty good. So transmission's been doing great the last 3 years. So we had some hiccups when we started turning the power up with it, and it was reacting different, and we was using different parts, trying different stuff, and just trying to see what worked, what didn't. So I think we kind of sort of got a hold of this now of how what we need to do to keep the transmission happy. So right now I think we found a sweet spot. So we're gonna stay there for a little while, unless she gets the bug and wants to go faster. I don't know. We'll see. What they say, you want to go faster and faster and faster. What? Nah. We're gonna see how far this trans will let us go. I'm gonna say this. I would like to see some 11s out of the car. That would be awesome. If that trans would hold up to an 11-second pass, that would be sweet. Not sure how much further I would have to go with the transmission for it to hold an 11-second pass. Right now, it's still on a stock computer. So, I haven't really done any large adjustments. It's still turned down. So, I can, it's got a lot left on the table. It's just I have to monitor that auto transmission, and see what it likes and see what it doesn't like. So for the most part, Jasmine, her driving, A1. She cut some great lights, and like I said, the car, I can't say it enough, the car performed flawlessly. And like I said, I had my fingers crossed the whole time. Every time she made a pass, man, and she did great. The car did great, and both of them together make a great team. So I'm just so proud of both of them, the car and her. So yeah. So so that's Jasmine's update. So let's get to my update with Raphael. So I don't know. I don't think I've posted it. No, I have not posted a YouTube video yet. What happened to Raphael on his second pass in the burnout box. So before I tell you guys what happened, Raphael, I built that engine back in 2008. I think I told y'all this story already, but I'm gonna tell you again. I built this engine back in 2008. It was my first official high performance build that I did back in 08. When I learned how to gap rings, stuff like that, set bearing clearances, all that. So this is my first official engine for boost. I'm talking to Wasco on the phone, talking to the machine shop that I was dealing with at the time. Everybody in your high performance shop I could talk to get advice and help and stuff like that. So with that being said, so this motor had been together since 2008 until November 11th of 2023. So the oil pan has not been off of it since I put it together. I have had the head off. The head, I blew like 2 or 3 head gaskets with it when it run lean a few times on the stock computer, which we got rid of that. But other than that, I've never cracked a bolt on the motor, never opened it up for nothing. I put some rocker arms, I put some Holland Sharp roller rockers in it, and that was all I did. So, but yeah, bottom end wise, never touched it. Never went in to look at it, never inspected it, never knocked, never ticked, never tapped, never burnt oil, none of that. The only thing I did do was change a few turbo setups on that engine, and that was all. I think that engine has had 3 turbo setups on it since I've had it built. So it's only had like three turbo setups, a couple intercooler pipe changes, stuff like that. So getting back to that, so first pass I made, the car didn't run quite right. We've been having issues with the ignition system. I put a new crank sensor on it, didn't seem to change anything. So I was like, well, heck, let me try to put another ignition module on it to see if, that'll stop the problem. So put a new ignition module on it. I get in the burnout box. And I get in the burnout box, and needless to say, I'm not sure which rod it was, but one of the rods left the chat, meaning one of the rods came out of the motor. So it came out of the engine. It put a really big hole in the engine. Yeah, I lost a few pieces. So I want to show you guys. This is the rod that came out of my engine, of my 1.9 liter SCFI, my 14-year-old engine that I built back in 08. This was the rod that came out of it. As you see, it's bent, tweaked, twisted, and every aspect you can think of. It's that part still looks good though. Just beat up on the ends, but yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on there. So then there's a piece of my oil pan with the actual oil plug still in it. Yeah, it just destroyed this engine big time. There's another piece of the oil pan. Yeah, another piece of the oil pan. Hold on, let me see. I actually have. See what's going on here. Yeah, I actually have a bolt that went through the oil pan to the block, and yeah, that came out. That just fell out. Yeah, well, that's crazy. So yeah, here's a piece of the block. It's a piece of the engine block. So yeah, it put a huge gaping hole in this thing. I mean, yeah, put a nasty hole in it. Big time. So, yeah. Here are the bearings that came off of that rod. And believe it or not, they're coppered, but they're still smooth. There's no roughness, no nothing. So that motor ran like this for 14 years. I used a Rotella T4 diesel 15W40 in the engine for a long time. And yeah, the coppering is, I'm sure, from you know, Boost. Boost will do this over time. But but yeah, it ran like that, man, for 14 years and never had no trash in the engine, none of that. It's just, that's 14 years of abuse right there. And everybody I've contacted, you know, I've been talking to some companies about, you know, some parts and stuff like that I've been looking into getting for it. Like some rods and pistons, some more rods and another set of rods and pistons. But yeah, they tell me that if this engine lasted that long with that abuse, running Boost anywhere from 19 to 25 PSI, then yeah, you built one hell of an engine. And I say I will, man. I have to pat myself on the back for this, because this is pretty wild. So yeah, there's another bearing that just kind of folded right on up. Can't really yeah. So yeah, it tore that engine up pretty good. So, but it's okay, man. You know, I wasn't even mad. You know, I heard it pop in the burnout box, and I wasn't mad because I knew it was. I was thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, man, this motor's been together for a long time. How much more is it going to take? And let go November the 11th of this year, 2023, which was last year. So from 2008 to 2023 is how long that motor lasted. Yeah, that engine lasted a very, very long time under Boost with a Fel-Pro composite head gasket that everyone keeps saying is, well, there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of how you say it? I feel there's a lot of, you know, a lot of opinionated, I'm gonna say it like this. That whole Fel-Pro head gasket thing, I feel like is opinionated. A lot of people say they've had issues with them, and like myself, I haven't had no issues with them. Only issues I've had with them was, you know, I run the motor lean, and of course it burnt the gasket, and that's the only problem I had with it. But other than that, I ain't really had no weird issues with no Fel-Pro. I just feel like the people that were saying that the Fel-Pro gaskets were failing on like first generation Escort GTs and stuff like that, and 1.9s or 1.6s or, you know, whatever CVH they were referring to back first generation from 81 to 90. Could have been a cylinder head issue, could have had a warped head, and they might not have known it. Could have had a block that had, you know, that did not have a flat true surface. You know, it's just feel like it's opinionated, but you know, that's my opinion. Like I said, I feel like it's opinionated, but some other people may not feel that way. They may feel like there was a company issue with them, which I've been running them for years, you know, and I haven't had any problems, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't have any issues, but other people may feel different about a Fel-Pro, but I ran one for a long time on Boost and had zero issues. But that's another subject for another day. But yeah, so, you know, like I said, the engine was old. You know, it had some time on it. And you know, these are factory rods. These are factory 30-plus-year-old rods that was taking all this abuse. And I feel like for not being a forged rod at all, I think these did pretty damn good. Still got to figure out where my studs and my cap is at. It's probably in the bottom of the pan with the rest of the stuff. So all these parts here are pretty much with the track. With the track picked up off of the track officials picked up off of the track. So got some more parts in there. Yeah, it broke up pretty good. I broke it well, I guess. But yeah, so that's that. You know, So definitely got plans to build another 1.9, but we're going with a little bit different things this time. So I actually was on the phone with Wiseco, talked to them. I talked to Eagle rods. I talked to powder rods. So I figured out which way I may go. Still haven't quite decided yet. So once I decide on a combination, of course I'll be letting everyone know what the new build is going to consist of. So, but I can tell you, and I will tell you, if anybody wants to build a CVH, wants to do a rod and piston, Wiseco makes pistons. And they don't shelf them, but they will make any piston you want for at 1.9, whether it be high compression, low compression, factory compression, anything. Press wrist pins, floating wrist pins. They'll do any of that. And in my case, I'll be going with a floating wrist pin because the rods that Eagle and the rods that powder rods actually they cut their bushings, their inner bushings for floating wrist pins. So I actually contacted Eagle Rod doesn't make anything. They make rods for Z-Tech 2.0 Z-Tech, but the rods between a Z-Tech and a 1.9 CVH are a little bit different in center to center length and actual journal length on the bearing. So they're a little bit different. So I'm just going to end up going with some powder rods. The guy at Powder Rods told me that he can make me a custom set of rods for my 1.9 liter engine. So that's probably the route we're going to end up going. So, but I'll end up posting a video of my car blowing up in a burnout box so everybody can see it. But yeah, I've already posted Jasmine's. I think everybody's seen. I posted Jasmine's. I posted her personal best time, her 12:88 already on my YouTube channel. So I'm sure everybody's already watched it. But yeah, that car is really, really competitive. I mean, she does really good. And don't miss no gears or don't cut no bad light because she gonna get you. Unless the car runs like 8s or something, 10s or something like that. But yeah, she gotta watch her. She called me out. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. She called me out for this weekend, but I'm glad my car broke because I think she would have got me. To be honest, I think she would have got me, man, really. So, but it's all good. I mean, it's all in fun. That's what we do. We race, and she called me out in Donatello, and I got around her. Luckily, I mean, I gave her too much space. Anyway, I shouldn't have let her go like I did, but it is what it is. We race, so I ended up getting a win. So yeah, so now I told her next time it ain't gonna be no me letting you go. We're leaving together. So yeah, man. So like I say, if anybody's looking to build a 1.9 CVH, you can call up Wiseco. They'll make pistons for you, and you can call up Powder Rods. They'll make a set of each H beams for CVH. Which is cool as hell. I mean, he told me that he'd make a set. I was like, what? Awesome, So let me see. So yeah, like I say, if you want a set of rods or pistons for a 1.9 and for a 1.9 CVH and you want to build one, like I said, Wiseco pistons, they'll make you pistons, and Powder Rods will make you a set of rods. Then you got a pretty much bulletproof bottom end, until you exceed the power of what that piston and rod can handle. So yeah, that's pretty much the review of update of what happened last weekend. So like I told Jasmine though, I said I feel like this is going to be your weekend. You're going to do great. You're going to perform good, and your car's going great. And damn if I won't right. Car ran great, performed great, everything. You know what I mean? It's just it was just meant to be for her to have a great weekend. You know what I mean? So let me see if I can show y'all something real quick. See if I can show y'all the hole that was in my engine block. Here it is. We gotta dim this thing because this thing is weird. This iPad here is weird on lighting. So that shows up pretty good. Nice. Yeah. So that, as you can see, here's my block. Here's my oil pan. So yeah, and if you can see, let me see if I can zoom in. There's the piston. It's still got the wrist pin on it, and then something hit it right there. I'm not sure exactly what hit it, but something hit it. Probably part of that rod, hit it. But like you see, this crankshaft, I had it knife edged years ago by a company called Redline Performance. They knife edged this crankshaft for me. So yeah, it's still got the nice sharp knives on it. So I have not pulled this engine apart yet. Like I said, I got my Focus in here right now. I had to pull the alternator off that so I can get that straight. I'll get a new one. But but yeah, I have not pulled this engine out or apart yet, but it's coming. But yeah, this is the damage that it did when it came apart. It just windowed the oil pan and the block. Windowed it all. So yeah. Oh. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on. Yeah. So so yeah, it windowed the block and the oil pan there. Yeah. So, and it's funny because when it came apart, it's still idle. The engine was still idling. When I post a video, you can see, you can actually see it. You can hear it still idling. And then I cut it off. And then after I shut it down, the track official runs over and goes, "Hey, cut it off." I'm like, "I've already cut it off." So as a matter of fact, y'all see that hole, that big old hole there. But hold on, let me see. I might be able to show you a video right here, but I'm still gonna post it on my on my YouTube. But let me see if I can find it here. Give me a second, everybody. All right, so there you go. Push this play button. And there she goes. So, as you can see, that thing was smoking. That thing was smoking. I mean, it looked like a daggone smoker, man. Looked like somebody smoking some meat on the grill. The way that thing was smoking up out of the hood and everything. Hold on, let me see if I can show y'all. Let me see. And it was so much smoke that it had actually come up in the. If you look at the inside of the car, you can see like all of the all the smoke was in the car with me. When I opened the door, you can see the cloud of smoke just come right out of the car. So it looked like I just did like a John Force burnout. But what really happened was the engine came apart. So that was all oil smoke y'all see there. So yeah, man. That's all right though. Before you know it, we'll be back. I plan on having it back out, of course, this coming year. So I'm gonna get on the phone and figure out what I'm gonna do with these companies and stuff with these rods and pistons and all. So it was originally an 8.5 to 1 motor, but I think I'm gonna bump it up to back. I'm gonna put it back at a 9 to 1. It's factory compression on a 1.9 CVH, just 9 to 1. And I used to run those pistons when I had them built. I had them built at 8.5, so I'm going back up to 9 to 1. I think that'll be I think it'll perform a lot better at 9 to 1. So that's basically it, guys. Just wanted to let y'all know, what was going on and updating everybody of, what happened. I know a lot of people know my engine went, but we don't really know it. I mean, my tuner thinks it was something with the ignition, but I honestly think it was just age, man. The way that thing snapped off like that, I don't think it had anything to do with the ignition. I mean, that thing would have blew up a long time ago if it had it. I feel like it would have blew up a long time ago if the ignition was a big issue. Because I mean, we did several dyno pulls on the dyno, man, and the timing was all over the place, and it held up. I mean, it took it. So who knows, man? I mean, them rods were probably bent over time, and then it just broke. You know what I mean? So This time when the motor goes together, though, man, we'll have a whole lot better combination. We'll be able to make more power with it. So I'm kind of excited to see the outcome of it. So all we can do is just take it one day at a time, man. And, you know, I'm going to be making changes to the car along the way. I'm thinking about changing the turbo manifold, you know, turbo setup, stuff like that. You know, for thinking about changing my manifold, stuff like that, because all that stuff is just really old. I mean, I've had that actual turbo. That actual turbo has been on the car for 14 years with the setup. You know, that car was built with that setup. So yeah, if I could find an old picture, I don't know, I might have one in my phone of when I first put the car together, and it had the turbo manifold on it with the turbo. It was just that before I put everything together. But car lived a really good life. Engine lived a good life. I mean, that car's well known. That was the first car I started racing. That car I learned how to drive 5-speed on, all that stuff. So I mean, the car's got a lot of history. So just wanted to give you guys an update of what was going on. And you know, like I said, Jasmine's car ran wonderful. So it's just parked in the backyard, just kind of chilling and taking a break. I may bring Donatello out. We're supposed to have a test and tune next weekend, this weekend coming up. So we'll see. I may take him, I may not. We'll see how things go. Speaking of that, when I was at the last event with Donatello, I don't know if I showed y'all this, but this is his dump tube for his wastegate, and it just kind of spit it out. Yeah, so I was getting ready to go, and the track official stopped me. He's like, "You lost something." I was like, "Yeah, I don't need that. I can still make a pass." So yeah, I gotta put that back on. But other than that, everything's good, man. Cars do great. Donatello, Raphael had a good run while he was still up and going. I made several passes with him. Back October the 13th, made a lot of passes with him with the new setup, new computer, stuff like that. So I'm proud of the car. The car did great. The car lasted a long time. Took a lot of beatings. It's been street driven. I've done everything with the car. So for a broken motor after 14 years, I'm not mad at all. They don't owe me nothing. So I'm going to reward it, though. I'm going to put some more power in it with some goody parts. I'm going to put some good parts in it this time. But thanks, everybody, for watching. Really do appreciate everyone that shows love to us and shows support. You know, and like and subscribe. You know, I'm on 4 sources. I'm on 4 sources of social media: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you guys got any questions, you know, if you want to build, you know, you're trying to build an automatic Escort GT LX, don't matter what it is, I can help you guys out, tell you which direction to go, help you out a lot. If anybody wants a 4EAT built, let me know. You know, like we can set up something. I can arrange to build you a 4EAT trans. You know, sort of like what Jasmine's got. Just depending on your power level, what you're trying to do. So I'll be honest with you, the stock transmission will hold up. Without the upgrades we done, without the valve body, without the pump, and without the torque converter. But the only thing is, with a tighter torque converter, it's going to be, you know, it's not going to leave the line, you know, real good, because, you know, it's only like a 2100 stall. So in, like, you know, if in turbo you'd have to force it to, like we used to do. We used to sit at the light and just try and build up boost. And by that time, it was trying to push through the brake because the converter was so tight. So you're just better off getting like a stall converter for it. So yeah, we've tried. The stock, like I said, the stock trans held. I mean, the clutches slipped like a dog, but it held up for what we put it through for the first year or 2 years. You know, and the clutches finally just gave up. I don't even know how many miles was on that transmission when I installed it. So, you know, who knows? But yeah, so just want to tell everybody thanks. Appreciate y'all, and really do appreciate everybody, you know, tuning into our channel everybody, all the new subscribers. We really appreciate y'all, tuning in. I hope I can teach you guys something. I hope I'm teaching you something with my videos. I try to be as in detail and as depth as I can. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. Like I said, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So I had to think about that for a minute. I'm on so many different platforms. So, but thanks everyone. Everybody, go ahead and get back to enjoying your wonderful Saturday. I'm gonna get out of here and I'll go home and kick back and chill. And just wanted to bring you guys up to speed on what was going on. And once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys got any questions, let me know. If I don't have the answer, I can get it for you. If anybody's looking to, if anybody's looking to, soup up any of your escorts. If any of you guys want to, make them faster, you want to build something, you make them quicker, make them faster, let me know. I know exactly what direction to point you in. I've been playing with all three of these platforms for a while, and when I say platform, that means like Escort LX with a 1.9 in it 5-speed, Escort GT with a 1.8 in it 5-speed, and Escort GT with a 1.8 automatic, and Escort 1.9 with an automatic. So if anybody's looking, to make their Escort quicker or faster, let me know. Contact me, and just let me know which direction you want to go in, and I will be glad to let you know what you can do, and what, of course, what the cost is going to be. Of course, none of that stuff is going to be like cheap, but you're going to have to put some money into it if you really want to make your Escort, perform good and go fast. You're going to have to, pull out your pocketbook at some time. I'm telling you, trust me, there's times where I'm spending money and I'm going, this sucks. But then I talk to some of my Honda guys, and they're like, whoa, man, that's all you spend on that? We spend this on one part. And it's like, all right, now I don't feel so bad. So anybody's looking to have a nice, reliable, competitive, fast, fairly quick Escort, let me know. I'm here. My name is Corn. So with EOTT Racing Team. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off here. And I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed rest of your weekend. And we'll be talking to you guys on the next one. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the supporters. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.